You're never alone as long as you believe. What you gonna do to find some peace? What you gonna do to set you free? What you gonna do?
Hi, I'm David Gue, and I'm here at From Scratch talking with local musician Rob Hudec, who's just finished a set as part of the Tongue on the Post Folk Festival. Thanks for your music, Rob.
You bet.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about where you come from and how you got into the music business and all that sort of stuff. The things that don't show up when people are just listening to your music on stage.
Well, I'm from small town Leader, Saskatchewan, and just there was always music around the house growing up, and just loved hearing music, I guess. And I would always, if I'd walk to school or wherever it was, I'd be tapping, and there would be always a song in my head, you know. So yeah, just continued with it. I picked up the guitar when I was 8 years old. I just my brother was playing in the basement one day, and I just the next day, well, that night when I heard him, I knew I was going to be playing. Next day, I asked my dad, and he just gave me a 4-H book and an acoustic guitar and that he had in the house, and away I went. A bottle of wine was the first song I learned, and yeah, it was. It just continued on from there. It just was. It was easy because it was always a place to go. You know, to get my mind would go just in a good place anytime I picked up the guitar, or you know.
Yeah, some people might be reading a book, and some people are making music. And
yeah.
Did you ever have any formal lessons, or did you just pick it up from other players, or?
I just, there's a fellow named a guitar player, Joey Stebenuk from Prelate, just 6 miles east of Leader, and I remember he gave me my first blues guitar lesson. I actually went over there for a couple times, and we just kind of jammed, and he showed me some basic scales and modes, whatever. So, and yeah, it continued from there. Just yeah.
A lot of people from that sort of background, you know, served a term playing in, you know, country dance bands and things like that. Was that part of it?
Yeah, well, not. Yeah, we had a. In my teens, we had a rock band, I guess, and no singer at all. But a few years down the road, then started to sing, and yeah, just we played roller skating in the rink.
Oh, okay.
Roller skating rink. Like I always think of the Buddy Holly movie when they were playing. And so we did that a few times, and then a pool at the Leader pool, the deck dance there, and yeah, and then I joined my brother Al when I was about 18, and then we started playing. Well, our first gig was a 40th anniversary in Cabri, Saskatchewan, and we even signed our autograph that night. I remember some kids were.
Oh, I bet that was a thrill.
Yeah, and then the following weekend we went to the Royal in Tabor.
Whoa! From the frying pan into the fire there, right?
No kidding. So, but we survived, and then we played. We were a weekend dance band for a while, and then that slowed down. And then we got into the bar scene, and yeah. So.
You were saying earlier that you like playing in bars.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
What's the attraction there?
Just the interaction with the people. You get all kinds of walks of life there, and it's good I find it's better to listen to than tell a story, unless they want to hear. But it's you know, everyone's got something to say, so and they all love music, you know. So and yeah, it's always good.
Yeah. So then, how do you end up in Medicine Hat?
Well,
Red Cliff.
or no, Medicine Hat.
Medicine Hat.
Yeah. Well, from Leader, we moved to Swift Current. We moved further east, my brother and I. Yeah, I think he moved a month before me, and then our agents were in Alberta, so we moved further east, and all our work was in Alberta. So, but then we did eventually get into Moose Jaw and Regina and Yorkton and Nipawin. Where else? Assiniboia, some of the places. Swift Current, of course. And then but then we would come to Alberta though too, and being close leader to Medicine Hat, you know, it's an hour and a half away. So so I always came here through growing up in that, and so I was familiar with it. And then I moved here in the year 2000, I believe, and worked at the music store for Pete Mueller there, and then still continued to play, and yeah, just and then the great thing about so many musicians in Swift Current too, but in Medicine Hat too. Oh my goodness, there's talent here. And
yeah, we moved here in the early '70s, and I remember people saying, you know, per capita, there were as many people making music part-time or full-time here as there were in Nashville. And I couldn't believe it, but I think,
wow,
you know, that's probably true.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, it's amazing, you know. And working at the music store, I was running into them. They would be in the store, frequent the store, so I got to know them there. And then playing, of course, and then I host a jam at the Mainliner. I've been doing that for, I don't know, well, since I moved, well, probably since 2005 maybe, or maybe earlier. So every once a month, and then so you get to know the musicians that way too, and you get to jam with them and that. So there's lots of great artists in town.
Shine your light, shine your light on me. Lead me down this narrow road. Shine your light on me. Help me to find my way back home.
So, like, do you practice?
I just did tonight.
And so the gigs become, some of the gigs become...
Yeah, well, yeah, I practice at home too. I don't call it practice. I just pick up the guitar and play, and I guess it's practicing. But
what about picking up new material? Like, you're writing a lot of your own.
yeah, well, I'll be like, I'm doing a traditional gospel album. I'll be coming out with this year. Probably in the next few months it should be finished. And some local talent from town will be playing on it, and it's more of an acoustic album. And then after that, I'll do. It's something that I've always wanted to do, because those melodies are just timeless, and they have such a, you know, the message is there, and then after I get that completed, and it's mostly a charitable album too. So, and then when that's finished, I'll be working on another original album.
So that'll be, Jeepers, that'll be your fourth, will it? The gospel one, I think?
2, 3, 4, yeah.
That's quite an output. Well, and we sure appreciate the music that you bring to us. So thanks again. Thanks for your music, and thanks for the chat.
All right, have a good festival.
Yeah, we're going to have a good Tongue on the Post festival this year, and hopefully for many years to come. So thanks for watching, and thanks to China at From Scratch, the Red Stage, for lending us her venue for this set and this chat afterwards.